Hi, and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this kind of first proper practice of 2024. I hope you enjoyed the 12 days of yoga, and I know many of you did a lot from it, so hopefully you enjoyed that. And now we're back to our normal routine of a 1 hour practice once a week on a Monday, and our 2 half-hour practices on Wednesday and Friday. So, as always, throughout your practice, listen to your body and only do what feels right for you today. Our theme today is, I thought it would be nice for our new year, is let go. So let's let go anything that isn't serving us well. And let's use this practice to just let that go and let go any tension, any tightness, and just start this week with a nice fresh feeling. So sitting in, getting yourself into a seated position to start with, close your eyes. Inhale deep into your belly. And then we're going to sigh it out, nice and loud. Open the mouth and allow the breath to come out. The whole body letting go and releasing as you exhale. Let's go again. Inhaling deep into the belly, filling the belly, sitting up tall, and then exhaling with a sigh. And once more. And then from here, let's make our way down to lie on the mat. With your legs out long, feet flopping out to the side. Closing your eyes. And slowing down. Letting your attention focus on your sense of hearing. Noticing all the sounds around you. The near, the far, the loud, and the soft. Letting all those sounds drift through you without identifying them, just let them fill you. Notice how the sounds move from stillness through the sound and back to silence and stillness again. Every sound emerging from silence and receding back to silence. And then begin to listen out and isolate the sound of yourself breathing. Without directing your breath, just noticing that sound, honing in on it. And then beginning to control your breathing as you inhale through your nose, filling your belly. Pause. And then exhaling slowly and steadily through your nose. Keeping the breath nice and smooth through that slow release. And let's take 3 more breaths here like this. And then when you're ready, bending your knees, rolling over onto your side, coming up to sit with your legs crossed and just folding forward here over the crossed legs. And if you want, you can sit onto a block if you like, if you find that easier. As you fold the body forward, releasing, letting go. Letting go your jaw, your shoulders. Exhaling all tension. And then making your way back up to sit. Letting that right leg come out long. Cross the left leg over it, having that left knee on top of the right knee. And the foot just coming straight out. So we're in a half cow face pose here, flexing both feet. As we sit up tall, just notice your seat bones, so you'll have slightly more weight on one seat bone than the other. Try to keep both seat bones connected to the mat. And then just placing the hands in front of that left shin as you gently fold forward. So not too deep, just a little bit. You'll feel a nice stretch along the back of that extended leg. And as you feel that stretch, inhale, pause, and as you exhale, see, can you deepen the fold a little bit and breathe through those muscles, encouraging them to stretch. One more breath here. And then coming back to upright, and we're going to just keep this left leg over the right as you lower the body down and draw the leg out to the side. So the shin is just, or the ankle is just protruding from your thigh. Keeping that right foot on the mat for now, encouraging the left knee away from you. One more breath here. Letting that left foot come down onto the mat, rolling over onto your side, coming up to sit with your knees bent, letting your hands come behind you, fingers pointing away, and again with the left leg over the right, just raise the gaze here, encouraging that left knee to open out. press away from the body. One more breath here. And coming back to upright, sitting up tall. Let's cross this right leg now over the left. Flexing both feet, sitting up tall as you lengthen the spine, and then just coming forward a little bit here, just so you can feel a bit of a stretch in that extended leg. Breathing through the stretch, letting that breath just help you extend the stretch. And coming back to upright once again, lowering the body down onto the mat, letting that left foot come onto the mat, and the right leg, just the ankle, proud of the left thigh. Encouraging the right knee away. As you exhale, release any tension in the jaw, let it go. Letting go the shoulders. And again, letting that right foot come down, rolling over onto the right side to come and sit up with the feet on the mat, and then crossing that right leg over the left, turning the fingers to point backwards, raising the gaze. One more breath here. And then bringing the head back to upright, lowering the body down onto the mat, keeping that right foot across the left thigh, this time lifting up that left foot and encouraging the left knee inwards, feeling that stretch on the outside of the right leg. Both feet flexed, releasing any tension in the jaw and the shoulders. One more breath here. Then letting the left foot come down onto the mat, crossing that right leg on over the left, and double cross if you can, if that works for you. And let's roll over onto the right side. And then draw the left arm all the way across, following up with your gaze. Adjusting the upper body. One more breath here. And unraveling the legs, coming back to the center with your knees bent. And this time let's draw that left leg over the right and lifting up the right foot, clasping the fingers behind the right thigh, feeling that stretch on the outside of the left glute, upper hamstrings. Letting go any tension. Letting your exhale just waft over you like it's totally releasing any tension you're holding and encouraging your muscles to stretch and open. One more breath here. And then let the right foot come down, crossing that left leg on over it into a double cross, coming on to your left side. And then drawing the right arm over, following it with your gaze, adjusting the upper body. One more breath here. And then unraveling the legs, coming back to the center, bringing those arms down by your sides. Let's lift both legs up and begin to cycle them. Keeping that movement going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hugging the knees into the chest. And then let the feet come down onto the mat, the legs stretch out long, drawing the arms behind you onto the floor for a nice full body stretch. Each exhale, letting go any tension you're holding in your body. And then drawing those arms back down by your sides, bending the knees, rolling over onto your side, coming up to sit. This time sitting with your feet out to the edge of the mat, toes pointing outwards, heels a little bit inwards, and we're going to come up into our squat. So remember, work with your body, use a cushion or a block if you need to, and just work your way into your version of a squat. Listening to your body all the way, putting your elbows against your knees, pressing those knees into the elbows with the palms together, drawing them down so you're getting that nice stretch on the inside of the thighs, lengthening through the spine. One more breath here. And let the hands come down onto the mat as you draw yourself up, bringing the toes together, heels a little bit apart, bending those knees so you're in a chair pose with your knees behind your toes. And with the hands in prayer, let's take a little twist to the left, stacking those shoulders on top of each other, letting that gaze look upwards. Breathing into it. And then coming through center, let's take it to the other side. Stacking the shoulders. One more breath. And then letting the hands come down onto the mat, making your way down into your tabletop. So hips over knees, feet straight out behind you. Shoulders over wrists with your gaze down on the mat. Engaging the core here as you exhale, drawing up the pelvic floor, belly button in and up. And let's do a little bit of cat-cow to just get that spine moving. So, tilting the pelvis, raising the gaze, open the chest. And as you exhale, rounding through into your cat. And when you're ready, meeting back in our tabletop. And let's take it from here into a puppy dog pose. So coming down onto your forearms, let your forehead come onto the mat, and then let the arms stretch out in front of you. So we want a nice straight line from your knees to your hips. And just feeling that length in the spine. And releasing any tension. Taking 3 more breaths here. And then when you're ready, making your way back into tabletop. And from here, step the left foot up. So your knee is over your ankle. And stretch your right leg back, coming onto the toes of it as we come into a runner's lunge, looking ahead of you. Lengthening through the spine. Even in this extended position, just checking in with your jaw and your shoulders that you're not holding any excess tension. Breathe the tension out And let that breath continue on into your leg muscles, encouraging them to stretch and open. One more breath here. And then let's just raise the arms out into a T here as we hover. Keeping the gaze on the mat. Nice strengthening pose for that left leg, while you're still keeping the stretch in the right leg. Arms in a T will just encourage the spine to stay long, the back to stay nice and flat. And one more breath here. And then bringing the hands down onto the mat, just coming up to a standing position. And with the arms out in a T, we're going to hinge at the hips and raise that right leg up. Letting the gaze down onto the mat. Finding your balance here. One more breath if you can. And then letting the hands come down onto the mat again. Letting that right leg step back. Let the right knee come onto the mat. Opening out the foot. And heel toe that left foot out to the edge. So your hands are on the inside of that left leg. And then we're going to come down into a lizard pose. So coming down onto one or both forearms if you can. And then if you like, you can raise that knee up off the mat. One more breath here. And then letting that right knee come down. We can try a bind here if you like. So with your left arm, just thread it through the left leg. And with your right arm, bring it behind you. And if you can hold that there, great. If you find that difficult to do, don't worry about it. Just let the hands go. Even if you just have the right hand on your back there, that's perfect. And if you want a little bit more, you can raise the knee up off the mat. I'm not going to do it because I'm just nursing an injury at the moment. One more breath here. And then releasing the bind, just bringing that right knee in, or that left knee in a little bit, and then walk that left foot all the way over to the right side of the mat, bringing the left knee down. So we come into a half pigeon pose, bringing the hands back a little bit, lengthening through the spine. Letting go any tension. Breathing into it. One more breath. And then letting that left knee come back as you make your way down into a child's pose with your arms extended. And from here, when you're ready, coming back into your tabletop, bringing those knees back in underneath your hips. And then let's once again come into our puppy dog pose. So forehead down on the mat, lengthening through the spine, arms extended. It's a lovely pose for your lower back. One more breath here. And once again, making your way back to tabletop, this time stepping the right foot up. So the right knee is over that right ankle. And coming into our runner's lunge here, raising up that left knee, lengthening through the body, looking in front of you. We're in an Olympic year now, so we can just imagine we're about to take on that 100-meter sprint. One more breath here. And then raising those arms up and out into a T. Releasing that tension in your jaw and your shoulders. Breathing into your legs. And then when you're ready, letting the hands come down onto the mat. As you shift the weight into this right leg, you can stand up momentarily to just get yourself ready. So weight into the right leg, arms into your T as you raise that left leg up. Finding the balance. Let your core help you as you exhale, drawing up that pelvic floor, belly button in and up. One more breath here if you can. And then letting the hands come down as that left leg moves back. Bringing the left knee down. And again, heel toeing that right foot out to the edge of the mat. And making your way down into your lizard pose as you come onto your forearms. And then raise that left knee. A really great stretch, this pose. I find it particularly good for my right leg, my right hamstrings. One more breath. And then letting that knee come down onto the mat. And again, we can go for a bind here. So that right arm goes in under that right knee and draw the left hand behind you, clasping the fingers. And again, if you want, you can lift that left knee up, but I'm practicing what I preach and listening to my body. So I'm not going to do it today. One more breath here. And then releasing the hands. Just walk that right foot across towards the left, and then bringing the right knee down onto the mat. Let the left leg stretch back and raising the torso up a little bit into your half pigeon pose. One more breath here. And then coming back into your tabletop and down into your child's pose with those arms extended out. One more breath. And then making your way into tabletop again and stepping it up, taking it to the top of the mat. And we're going to run through a sun salute on each side. So starting with your feet hip width apart, those feet pointing straight in front of you, standing up nice and tall, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, raising the arms up over the head, palms together, raise the gaze. And then sweeping those arms out to the side for your forward fold, bending your knees as much as you need to. And halfway lift or lengthen the spine, whichever you prefer. And forward fold. Let's step the right leg back for our low lunge. And then take it through to our plank, just for one breath. And coming down on your knees and feet, keeping the elbows in as you come down onto the chest and then belly. And drawing the chest and forehead away from the mat. Keeping that gaze downwards so the spine at the neck stays nice and long. And then let's push on up through our tabletop into our downward dog, stretching those legs as you pedal them out. Pushing back with the hips and thinking about getting that same sensation that you had on your spine in your puppy dog pose. We want to try and get that in our downward dog pose as well. So you really feel that length in the spine. One more breath here. And then stretching that right leg out behind you, stepping it through. Low lunge. And up into your forward fold, seeing can you get a little deeper this time. Bending the knees. Coming all the way up, palms together, raise the gaze. And again through to forward fold.
Really trying to get that connection with your lower rib cage and your thighs. And halfway lift or lengthen spine. And forward fold. And let's step the left leg back this time for our low lunge. And through to your plank, just for one breath. Coming down, knees and feet, chest and belly, and then drawing up, forehead and chest, for your nice back bend before pushing through tabletop to your downward dog. Really lengthening through the spine. One more breath. And stretching that left leg out behind you, stepping it through. Low lunge. And taking it up into your forward fold. Bending the knees. Coming all the way up, this time clasping those fingers together and pressing them away to really get that full body stretch. One more breath here, having those arms running past the ears. And then releasing the hands, bringing them into a T as you hinge at the hips to come halfway down. Keeping the gaze on the mat, the spine nice and straight. And let the hands come on down onto the floor. And deepen that bend, letting your body, your torso get closer and closer to your legs. And then with your hands on the mat, make your way down to lie on the front of your body. With your forehead on the mat, bringing the hands either side of the chest. And we're going to come into a nice cobra again. So drawing up the forehead and the chest, really feeling that lift in this position. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, just see, can you draw the body a little bit further away from the mat? So your hands are really light. They're literally just sitting on the mat. All the work has been done by your back muscles contracting and your abdomen muscles extending. And then from here, pushing it through once more to your puppy dog pose. 2 more breaths here. And then pushing back into a nice extended child's pose. And then when you're ready in your own time, you can make your way down to lie on your mat. Maybe grab yourself a blanket or something nice and warm. As you lie on your mat with your feet flopping out to the side and your palms facing upwards. Allowing the whole body to soften and let go. Letting go your toes and the soles of your feet. Letting go the tops of your feet, your heels and your ankles. Letting go your calves and your shins. The backs of your knees and the fronts of your knees. Letting go the backs of your thighs and the fronts of your thighs. The whole of your legs. Just let it go. Letting go your glutes and your pelvis. Small of your back. The length of your spine. The back of your rib cage. Your shoulder blades. Just let it go. Letting go the front of your rib cage, your chest and shoulders. Letting go your armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, backs of your hands, palms of your hands and your fingers. Letting go the back of your head, crown of your head, forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, jaw, chin, lips and tongue. The whole of your body, just let it go. And then take a little moment of gratitude here. Gratitude for your ability to let go what's not serving you. And then let your attention go to your breath. As you inhale through your nose into your belly, pause.
And then exhale through your nose. Nice, smooth, long breaths. And imagine you're walking through a forest. Notice the smells, the sounds, the feel of the earth beneath your feet. Looking up at the trees above you. Notice the bark on the trees. Find a tree that appeals to you. And find a place to sit, leaning against that tree, feeling it support you, shade you, comfort you, hold you, and notice how you are connected to the tree. And spend a little time here